Welcome to episode 12 of our third series on the surnames and early families of Appalachia and the good old American South. Before we get going today, I want to take a minute to express my gratitude to those of you who join in the discussions and otherwise support the channel by hitting the like button. We're a small community of family and cultural historians, so it's your thoughts and words, comments that is, that put wind in the old sails. You might think that doing these videos pays a lot of cash, but on average, I make about $1 to $2 per hour to produce a 10-minute video that gets 2,500 views. So your likes and comments mean a lot to me on a personal level. The longer you watch, the closer I get to $2 an hour. Now, for those of you who are new to the channel, you're welcome to join in the discussions and hit the like button if you'd like. But, I don't want to be like those other channels that ask you to hit the like button, smash the like button, stuff like that before you even watch the stuff. If this is not your channel, more power to you. God bless you. I hope you find some good entertainment. But if you'd like a free copy of the list of nearly 1,000 surnames that we've covered thus far, stick around to the end to find out how you can get a catalog. It's free and just an email away. On today's episode, we'll venture into a name that was given to a deaf or dull man, as well as a Viking name that was given to a person who was like a bird of peace. We'll also explore the origins of a family that founded a famous food processing company. Promises to be an interesting show, so I hope you'll join me. Number 1, Dove. Sometimes commercials offer jingles that stick in your mind, at least they do to me anyway. How do you spell relief? R-O-L-A-I-D-S. When it comes to Dove, all I can say is it's 1/4 cleansing cream. Dove creams your skin. Do you remember those commercials? As with most short and simple surnames, Dove could have multiple origins or alternate additional forms, including from the Old English, German, Scottish, and even Norse, the old Viking name. It most likely was given originally to a man who was a mild or gentle person, like the bird. In Ireland, it could be a form of Dow, as in Dow Chemical Company. Let's see if our early lines offer us any insights into where at least some of the Dove families in the southern United States originated. One of the earliest lines that I could connect to the South and a country of origin was introduced by Nicholas Dove, who was born around 1704, died 1745. He was born in Surrey, England, but we don't know where he passed away. He immigrated or migrated to Pennsylvania and married Mary Jones. Their son Thomas Dove Sr., he'd be later named Sr. once he has a son and he names him Thomas, was born in Pennsylvania around 1740. But he moved to North Carolina and later on to Warren County, Georgia. He met his maker there before 1801. Thomas Sr. and Anna Garman had a son named David Dove Sr. He was born in 1772 in Mecklenburg County, North Carolina, but he moved to Anderson County, South Carolina, not too far from Clemson University. The family is still well represented in the Carolinas. At the end of the day, at least one significant line of the Southern Dove family is antebellum and of English origin. Number 2, Freddy or Freddy. In the Freddy form with a Y, this surname is something of an American original, but it's derived from the German Frid or Fred, which was given to a peaceful person. There's that word peace again. According to Ancestry.com, there were 5 Freddy families living in North Carolina in 1840, which represented about 71% of the total number of Freddy households in America. Solomon Freddy was born in 1820, passed away in 1890, was one of the earliest members of the family that I could find. Although William Freddy was born in Surrey, Virginia in 1793, he and his family, including his son Josiah, moved to Davis County, Iowa, which is obviously not in the South or Appalachia. Nevertheless, Freddy is an antebellum family with roots in what is today Germany. Number 3 and number 4. Hines, like H-I-N-E-S, and Hines with the Z on the end of it. And now the fact is that there is a Hines 57 steak sauce could mislead folks, because Hines with the Z on the end and Hines with the ES on the end sound alike, but they have 2 different origins and meanings. That's why I'm doing them as 3 and 4. Hines is an old, that's with an ES, is an old English name for a servant, and Hines with a Z is a German pet form for a man named Heinrich, like Heinrich Himmler. Sieg Heil. Anyway, Still, phonics in the backcountry worked well for many of our ancestors, so families could have altered the spelling of their respective names. Now let's tackle Hines with a Z first. In 1840, 29-year-old Johann Heinrich Hines immigrated from the Kingdom of Bavaria, which is now part of Germany. It's in the southern part of Germany. You'll find Neuschwanstein Castle, which inspired, I think, one of those castles that Disney World has down there. He moved from Germany and settled in Birmingham, Pennsylvania, where he changed his name to the more American-sounding John Henry Hines. You might be interested to know that John Henry was born in 1811. His parents were Johann George Hines and Charlotte Louisa Trump. But I'm not sure if Charlotte was related to the family of Donald Trump, the president. But I wouldn't be a bit surprised if they were. John and cousin Frederick Hines joined forces to found H.J. Hines Company, the maker of Hines 57. Meanwhile, John William Hines with an E.S. was born around 1630 in Londonderry. That's in Ulster, an ancient province of Ireland. He and at least one brother immigrated to Virginia. John married Jane Morrison, and together they had 5 young'uns. Now you might note that Morrison is a Scots-Irish or Scottish name, so it would not surprise me in the least bit that Southerners named Hines embrace a Scots-Irish identity, though Hines is not a traditional Scottish family name. It's English. Number 5, Mafy or Mahaffey. When I received this request for Mahaffey, I just knew that it would be an Irish name. Well, as it turns out, it is found in Ireland, but it's actually a form of the Scottish which had something to do with a black-haired man of peace. There's that word peace again. I don't know what it is today. Maybe God's trying to tell us something. Anyway, about half of my ancestors spoke Scottish Gaelic, but I don't. Some folks have asked me why I don't try to pronounce Gaelic names, claiming that it's easy. Now, unlike my friend Barry McCain, who hosts a number of Irish DNA and cultural pages on the internet, I have never studied Gaelic. Never really had much of an interest, to be perfectly honest with you. This is a name that I'm pretty sure doesn't sound like dub shit, so I'll pass on it for now. I just skinned my ignorance, but that's okay. Now, one of the earliest accounts of a person named Mahaffey that I could find in the South was born in Donegal's, Ulster, not Scotland, but Ulster. His name was Joseph Mahaffey. He greeted the world in 1760. At some point, Joseph relocated to North Carolina and married Jemima M. Boast, who was born in Lincoln, North Carolina. Eventually, they settled in Catawba County, North Carolina. It looks like they had 2 sons and 6 daughters. Joseph passed away in 1836, so the Mahaffey family is definitely antebellum and of Scots-Irish ancestry. Well, folks, that's about all I have for you today. I hope you got something meaningful out of the discussion, and will join me again here on The Vantage Point. If you'd like a free copy of the list of names and families that we've covered thus far, write to me at vantagepoint22@gmail.com and I'll send it to you ASAP. Until we meet again, may the good Lord bless and keep you. May He make His face shine on you and give you peace. Bye-bye.